Hey everyone. Welcome to my channel B&B Glow. Hayes is not my son, he is Liam's. Finn dies in Steffy's arms after confessing the truth about Hayes. In his closing moments, Dr. John Finn Finnegan revealed a surprising and terrible surprise that has left viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful reeling. Finn made the devastating admission that Hayes, the child they have been raising together, is not his real son but rather Liam Spencer's as he lay terminally wounded in Steffy's arms. As Finn drew his final breath, the Forrester family was astonished, Steffy was devastated, and the entire soap opera's plot was irrevocably changed. Fans have been speculating for months that Finn and Steffy's apparently comfortable family life may be hiding a paternity twist. Although the pair put on a brave face for the outside world, Finn had been harboring a dark secret for a long time. When the truth finally surfaced in his last moments, it was more explosive than anyone could have predicted. The startling disclosure. Following a furious altercation between Finn and an unidentified assailant, a plot point that had been escalating tension for weeks, the drama started to take shape. Always the defender, Finn was attempting to keep Steffy safe when he was fatally injured. Finn realized he was running out of time and took the difficult choice to finally reveal the secret he had been keeping while Steffy held him and begged him to wait. Finn said the words that would rock Steffy to her very core, his voice hardly more than a whisper, his eyes welling with tears. Hayes isn't mine. He's Liam's son. Steffy's world started to fall apart around her, and her face went white. After years of complex relationships with Liam, Hope, and other people, she thought Hayes was the ideal representation of her love for Finn and their new beginning. However, that future was abruptly torn away, and betrayal, sorrow, and incredulity took its place. Finn's secret and its weight. Fear, love, and a desperate attempt to keep his beloved family safe were the main reasons Finn chose to keep the secret for so long. Months after a routine genetic check revealed Hayes' paternity, Finn was left with an insurmountable conundrum. While remaining silent allowed them to live in luxury, at least for a while, telling Steffy the truth would put their family in danger of being destroyed. Finn was concerned that telling Steffy the truth would drag her back into the turmoil of her past and reignite old scars between her, Liam, and Hope. Above all, Finn was afraid of losing the relationship he had developed with Hayes, whom he had brought up as his own son. However, fate had other ideas, and as his life passed, the weight of the lie became too much for him to bear. The dismantled world of Steffy. It was evident how devastated Steffy was at that precise moment. She was dealing with the devastating realization that Hayes was not Finn's child in addition to watching the man she loved go away forever. She believed she had finally moved on from Liam, but the child they had loved together was now a living reminder of their troubled history. As Finn's life dwindled in her arms, Steffy was overcome by a mixture of grief, shame, and betrayal. She clung to Finn and screamed furiously, begging him to remain, but it was too late. In addition to his love for Steffy, his last breath included the truth he could no longer stand to maintain. The repercussions start. The Forrester, Logan, and Spencer families were shocked when word of Finn's passing and his startling confession circulated swiftly. Ridge and Taylor were among the first people to reach the hospital, where they were confronted by the heartbreaking truth about Hayes and Steffy's broken tears. Already grieving over Finn's passing, Ridge found it difficult to accept the news that Hayes was not Finn's real son. Taylor, being the worried mother, focused on Steffy's emotional health right away. She was aware that Steffy would be severely traumatized by the loss of Finn and the discovery of Hayes. As Taylor resolved to support her daughter through the difficult days ahead, her maternal instincts came into play. Liam, however, was taken aback to learn that he was actually Hayes' father. As Steffy's friend and co-parent, he had always been involved in Hayes' life, but he never would have guessed that he was the child's biological parent. Liam had a range of feelings after learning the truth, including uncertainty, guilt, and a newfound sense of accountability. Knowing that this unexpected news might once more bind Liam and Steffy in ways that could jeopardize their already precarious marriage left Hope reeling as well. A new crisis affects Hope and Liam. Liam's complex past with Steffy has always caused Hope to struggle. Even though they seem to have finally found stability in their family life with their daughter Beth, the complex web of their love triangle has plagued their relationship for years. However, Finn's last admission exposed long-standing issues and raised the possibility of their marriage collapsing once more. Hope now has to deal with the heartbreaking fact that Liam will become much more involved in Steffy's life, not only as Kelly's father, but also as Hayes' biological parent. Liam's feelings of duty and remorse towards Hayes might easily cause him to turn back towards Steffy, rekindling the anxieties Hope has been fighting for years. Rich's rage erupts. Grief and rage overtook Rich, who had always been passionately protective of his daughter. He was saddened by Finn's passing, but he also felt compelled to lash out at Liam. Rich saw Liam's role in this paternity dispute as just another instance of how Liam has made Steffy's life more difficult on numerous occasions. Wondering how this could have happened and what Liam's future role would be, Rich wanted answers. When Rich accused Liam of once again endangering Steffy's stability and happiness, their tension reached a breaking point. Rich's anger was a warning that Finn's death and his confession would have far-reaching effects outside of the immediate family, paving the way for bitter disputes in the coming weeks. The Spencers respond. Liam's father, Bill Spencer, was equally taken aback by the news. Bill appreciated the guy who took on the role of raising Hayes and had grown to like Finn, who he saw as a stabilizing influence in Steffy's life. Bill's situation became even more complicated after he discovered that Hayes was his biological grandchild. Bill pledged to back Liam and offered his support, but he also cautioned Liam that any mistakes could rekindle the long-standing animosity between the Logans, Forresters, and Spencers. The path ahead and Steffy's grief. Steffy must deal with the heavy burden of comprehending the truth about Hayes while she grieves the loss of Finn. She now has to redefine her co-parenting relationship with Liam and deal with the emotional upheaval of raising Hayes knowing that he is not Finn's biological child. She will be plagued by the anguish of losing Finn for months or perhaps years, but Hayes' fatherhood adds an additional layer of complexity that leaves a profound and enduring scar. As Steffy attempts to reconstruct her life while paying tribute to Finn and confronting the agonizing truth of her previous transgressions, her fortitude will be put to the ultimate test. As she traverses these perilous emotional waters, the assistance of her family, including Rich, Taylor, and her brother Thomas, will be essential. The Bold and the Beautiful, a new chapter. A dramatic new chapter on The Bold and the Beautiful has been put in motion by Finn's terrible demise and his unexpected revelation. Longtime viewers are aware that no secret is ever truly hidden on the canvas, and Finn's disclosure will undoubtedly spark months or even years of intense drama, revolving alliances, and painful choices. A roller coaster of emotions and confrontations is what viewers can anticipate as Steffy, Liam, Hope, Rich, and Taylor deal with the aftermath. As Steffy and Liam co-parent Kelly and Hayes, can they become closer once more? Will Hope's marriage be able to endure the additional strain? Will there be another Forrester-Spencer conflict as a result of Rich's rage against Liam? Above all else, how will Steffy preserve Finn's memory while constructing a future for herself and her kids in the wake of this heartbreaking discovery? There is little doubt that The Bold and the Beautiful has produced a plot that will keep viewers riveted to their screens, excitedly awaiting each new development. Even though Finn lost his life as a result of his last revelation, the fallout from his honesty will last for years. The deadly trap Luna Nozawa set for Hayes Finnegan is out. In future episodes of Bold and Beautiful, Hayes Finnegan is set up for peril by Luna Nozawa. In order to get revenge on Steffy, will Luna abduct Hayes? Discover all the startling information regarding Luna's evil gift and the implications for the Forrester family. Luna's Hayes sinister trap is disclosed, and Steffy's nightmare starts. Luna Nozawa officially entered a terrible realm that has me very concerned, just when I thought she could grow any more dangerous. According to future spoilers for Bold and Beautiful, Luna is laying the most evil trap yet, and naive young Hayes Finnegan is walking right into it. I will admit that it gave me shivers to watch Luna spy on Steffy and Hayes from a distance. She has been observing that family in a very predatory manner, and we now know exactly what she has been up to. This is now more than just an addiction, it's outright retaliation, and things are about to become really ugly. An innocent child is the target of Luna's twisted scheme. The fact that Luna is going to perform the unimaginable makes me genuinely nauseous, according to the spoilers. After being turned down by Finn too many times, she has made the decision that, if she is unable to have her father in her life, she will harm him as much as possible by pursuing his son. You're not prepared for what's about to happen, I assure you. When Hayes is alone himself outside, Luna approaches him and says, "Hayes, right?" in a phony beautiful voice that makes my pulse race. "I've got something for you." The child appears perplexed, and to be honest, who wouldn't? But Luna merely grins and makes an effort to connect with him. The thing that makes me shiver, though, is that Luna isn't just being kind to her half-brother. She's giving this gift. It's bait. Unadulterated and straightforward. I have a bad feeling that we all know where this is going, and she is exploiting Hayes' gullible trust to entice him into whatever perverse plan she is concocting. It's even more unsettling because of the half-sister connection. The fact that Luna is Hayes' half-sister just serves to further complicate matters. She is manipulating a child who is unaware of her true danger by utilizing their biological ties. Hayes has no idea that Luna views him as nothing more than a tool to use against Steffy, so he likely believes that this is just his big sister being kind to him. I'm honestly getting major stalker feelings from Luna's recent obsession with Hayes. Do you recall how she watched Finn console Hayes while hiding? It was horrible to see the jealousy in her eyes. She has been observing this young child as though he were a valuable object that she wishes to seize, and now she is attempting to get close to him. Furthermore, Luna has already demonstrated her capacity for murder, let's face it. What would stop her from harming an innocent child in retaliation for the woman she holds responsible for all of her issues if she could kill Tom Star without blinking? Steffy is unaware of what is about to happen. The most annoying aspect of it all? It is entirely unknown to Steffy just how dangerous Hayes is. She did, in fact, address Luna and advise her to avoid her relatives, but Steffy is still unaware that Luna has progressed from fervent pleas to planned retaliation. I can't stop thinking about how Luna was told to leave Steffy's house and how she was obsessed with that picture of Hayes before leaving. That ought to have raised serious concerns. However, how was Steffy aware that Luna was already hatching such a bizarre scheme? Steffy believes she has resolved the Luna issue, but she is unaware that her worst nightmare is just around the corner. I genuinely don't sure how she will handle it when she learns what Luna has done to Hayes. This monster was fueled by Finn's rejection. Look, I get that Finn's repeated rejection of Luna was an attempt to shield his family, but it's obvious that his persistent rejection has driven this woman over the edge. When he turned down Luna's plea for a place in his life, she accused Steffy of keeping them apart. Luna has now made the decision to take away what is most important to Finn, his son, in order to make him pay attention to her if he refuses to acknowledge her as his daughter. Even though it's terrible, twisted logic, Luna has a history of thinking in this way. When Finn learns that his rejection of Luna put Hayes in risk, he will be completely destroyed. I can't even begin to picture the shame he will experience. What about Steffy? She might never be able to forgive him for initially introducing Luna into their lives. Fans are split on this storyline. I must admit that this plot is stretching boundaries that many fans, including myself, find uncomfortable. Even in soap opera universe, endangering a child is bad on many levels. I can't say I blame the supporters who have already taken to social media to voice their indignation. The problem is that Luna's abduction of Hayes would be the pinnacle of villainous behavior and solidify her status as one of the most heinous figures in Bold and Beautiful's history. Over the years, we've seen many villains in soap operas, but attacking a defenseless child? Even Sheila Carter hardly ever stooped to that degree of depravity. Now, the question is, how far will the authors take this? Will Luna really carry out her plan to abduct Hayes, or will she be stopped at the last second? How long will it take for Steffy and Finn to get their son back if she does take him? Everything will change with what comes next. I promise you that whatever Luna has planned for Hayes will cause a domino effect that will ruin other families. The pain of having their son abducted by Finn's own daughter may be too much for Steffy and Finn's marriage to withstand. The fact that their grandson was in jeopardy will make Ridge and Taylor very angry. Luna, too? With this action, she is most likely ensuring her own demise. What truly worries me, though, is that Luna has been learning how to shoot. At the time, it seemed random when we saw Remy educating her, but now I wonder if it was a prelude to what was about to happen. Will Luna resort to violence in order to prevent Hayes from being saved? Just thinking about it makes me ill. I fear that someone will be gravely injured, or worse, at the conclusion of this kidnapping scheme. And there will be hell to pay if Hayes suffers any harm as a result of Luna's perverse plan for retaliation. The scariest aspect? Luna sincerely feels that her actions are justified. Taking Steffy's son is only leveling the playing field because, in her twisted opinion, Steffy snatched her father. She is extremely dangerous due to her delusional thinking because she cannot be reasoned with or talked down to. Luna died. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, everyone can now agree that Luna Nozawa is unstoppable. Even her followers are worried that she will get away with murder once more since she has become so insane and deranged. Let's also assume that the residents of this made-up town don't have to witness that again. Luna died. However, B&B spoilers indicate that Luna will be the one who dies at the end if that doesn't occur. Luna unexpectedly stormed into Steffy Forrester and Finn's beach house during the most recent episode of B&B. She has been pleading with her biological father to let her join his family. Don't forget to check out our B&B spoilers for next week, here. Viewers have the impression that if Finn doesn't permit it, she will eventually do something extremely regrettable, such as kill off a real key character. Naturally, online fans of The Bold and the Beautiful had a lot to say about the situation. Luna has nothing to lose at this point, and she isn't going to listen to anybody since nobody is in her corner. Some commenters have even said, "See what transpired in the most recent B&B episode by reading this. What will happen to Luna next?" Sheila would punish Luna herself if she killed Finn, but she would want her back in prison if she killed Steffy. "Well, she does have someone in her corner now, Remy," remarked another show fan. "She has discovered the one person who will embrace her darkness rather than reject it. Now would be a great time for a Remy redemption storyline," was another comment. Today, Luna frightened him with her hate and fury, followed by a resounding K. "Steffy, I rushed to the paper. Remy might report her to Bill, Deacon, the police, etc. Either that, or they are preparing a whodunit regarding Luna's murder. Fans of The Bold and the Beautiful will, of course, just have to tune in every single day to see what happens next." After seeing Finn's adorable moment with Hayes, Luna loses it. After witnessing her father, Finn, with Hayes, Luna's obsession with him erupts into jealous wrath. As Luna's resolve becomes lethal, Steffy is put in risk physically. Brooke is comforted by hope. After seeing Finn with Hayes, Luna's jealous rage explodes. She observed. She swore. She is now losing her temper. As if Luna Nozawa's fixation on John Finnegan couldn't get any more bizarre, this week's Bold and the Beautiful delivered an emotional bombshell. Luna's desire not only became stronger when she secretly observed a loving, father-son moment between Finn and Hayes, but it also turned darker. Something more hazardous. The obsession of Luna takes a deathly tone. To recap, Finn turned down the possibility of dating Luna. Chilly. Straightforward. Brutal. And now? She is vengeful in addition to being devastated. The one individual she holds responsible for everything? Forrester, Steffy. According to June 13th spoilers, Luna is getting ready for a confrontation at Steffy's house. Her gaze is fixed on the woman who she feels robbed of the life she was denied, a solid family, a loving father, and most importantly, Finn's heart. What if Steffy doesn't anticipate it? Luna wants it just that way. Comforts are broken, but why now? In a more subdued but no less poignant subplot, Hope Logan intervenes to comfort her mother Brooke, who has been feeling more and more alone. Brooke is beginning to notice that everyone is moving on except for her, since Ridge is concentrating on Steffy and Hope is happily engaged to Carter. Brooke is gazing at her own personal emptiness as the walls enclose Steffy. Ever the fixer, Hope also provides consolation. Will it, however, be sufficient to rescue Brooke from her downward spiral? Up next, every indication points to a potentially explosive altercation between Steffy and Luna. The audience is anticipating a potentially fatal situation that may even recur in Luna's previous misdeeds. Will Finn get there in time to stop it? Would Bill Spencer's remorse cause him to prevent the release of the woman he assisted? Will this strengthen the bond between mother and daughter or highlight how far apart they've strayed as Brooke clings to Hope in her loneliness?